It's your boy Online Davo, and we back with another video. Alright, look. We got a video by Hello Yasin. Steph Curry's wife keeps embarrassing him. And let's jump right into it, man, and see what the hell she done did now, bro.
What's poppin', y'all? Somebody who I wouldn't say I can't stand, but just always seems to have the wrong thing to say, and we're always wondering, why are people putting a microphone in front of her face? You know how they say, like, yo, you need to snatch a microphone from dudes? They need to snatch a microphone from some of these wives, because in this case, it's Ayesha Curry.
She just don't know how to shut up, bro. Steph Curry ain't tell her to shut the fuck up. That's what it is. Steph Curry ain't say, yeah, hey, yo, Curry probably hit her with the, yo, can you not, like, spread our business? No. With a motherfucker like this, you gotta tell him, hey, yo, shut the fuck up about our shit that go on in our relationship. Simple as that. But he ain't doing that, though.
Who just springs back up again, being married to one of the greatest NBA players of all time, the greatest shooter of all time. And I'm going to play you guys the clip, and we're going to break this down little by little.
4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So, I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married.
Did you hear that hesitation in her voice? She was thinking about it, too, like, damn, should I say it? And she chose to say that shit. Like, I get it. Okay, like, yeah, you don't gotta, like, yeah, if you don't want to have kids, then you don't want to have kids. You know what I mean? But it's just like, damn, like.
Want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl, and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals. And I was never the little girl that, like, dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life. So it's like, it's one of those things, like, you don't know what you
Right.
actually don't know what you want.
It's so
They did get married fairly young. I will say that. I think they got married, like, in their early 20s, to be honest. Which is, like, whatever. Some people say, oh, no, your 30s. I say get married whenever you feel like you're ready to get married. You know what I'm saying? And then whatever come after that. But it's like,
hard also to be the woman in a situation where you're like, men just don't get as much scrutiny. Like, they can maybe tell him, like, your shots suck tonight, but like the looks and all of that is just like not a factor of conversation as much.
No.
what you mean?
Did you talk to Steph about it, like, or did you kind of keep it within yourself so it didn't?
I do not have a bone in my body that can keep anything to myself.
Oh, we know. Hey, we know. You know, I'm happy that she's aware enough to know that she's just gossipy. I'm happy that she's aware enough. That you get some points back for accountability. That's accountability right there.
Oh, if it comes to mind, it's coming out. And he's so gracious. Like, he tries to resonate with me, but he just can't. And he also comes from a place of, like, it's effing stupid. Like, it's not true, so why are you? And I'm like, but wait, like, listen to how it makes me feel. And he's like, but why does it make you feel like that? It's not real.
So the first thing
He pretty much saying, why do you care? You're with me. You're with Steph Curry. Why do you care what anyone else has to say about you, about your life? I'd be like, look, Rich, you know how many motherfuckers in the middle of nowhere want to be with me? I suggest that you act accordingly. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, what? She had like her cooking stuff going on. She had like all that. That was cool. But then it seemed like she stopped doing that, or I don't know if she still is, but she was doing that, and then they should know it. One day, she would start to pop up on podcasts, just spreading their business. And it's like, damn. But I knew from the beginning. Ever since she came out with that shit about the whole feeling like she ain't get enough attention, I knew it, bro. No, she shouldn't want no one else's attention but yours. Don't mean she can't get attention, but she shouldn't want anyone else's attention but yours. That's how I feel personally.
that someone did is they quoted it and said, "What career?" She's talking like she had Michelle Obama potential. LOL, she's a high school grad and was a failed actress. I will say this because a lot of people are going in on her and saying that she kind of regretted her decision, but no, in the beginning, she clearly says that she's like, "Oh, I never wanted kids. I never wanted this. And then she says, "You don't know what you want." So she is saying like, I didn't think I wanted any of these things. I think I wanted a completely different path for myself. But when this happened, and it happened suddenly, well, she doesn't say that she really enjoyed it, but she's like, oh, now I know that this is what I wanted. And that's probably all the grace I'm going to be able to give her. So now we're going to move into the next section where we got to grill her for this.
After we got married, we found out we were pregnant with our daughters so quickly. I didn't even have...
Please, please don't say anything stupid. That hesitation lets me know everything. Please, I beg of you. Please, I know you believe in. I know you're a good Christian. Don't say anything stupid.
Have time to think about what I wanted anymore. It's so interesting. I spent my entire life like trying to work towards something, and then it kind of just disappeared, and I didn't think twice about it. But after my daughter turned 1, I remember there being a shift and being like, I have goals for myself. Like, this doesn't feel right. I love being a mom, but I love doing other things too.
Okay.
And I need to get my shit together and figure out what that looks like for myself now.
If I have a career and I'm not home, like, did you experience that?
I still experience that.
Damn.
I still experience that. I'm always in therapy talking about.
Okay, yeah. See, at first, you know what's crazy? I was finna say, like, look, I can understand that. You're a new parent. You feel like you lost a sense of yourself. I can understand that. I could give you grace for that. But damn, you still feel that way? You still feel that way. It's like, all right, what have you been doing to, like, you saying you in therapy and shit, but it's like, fuck, bro, you got Curry looking soft as shit out here, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. You got Curry looking soft. How a nigga gonna respect Curry? How a nigga gonna guard Curry and he know that his woman out here on the internet saying all this bullshit? I was half joking. But the point is, though, I get what she's saying in the sense of losing the sense of identity with a kid. But it's like, bro, just shut up. Just shut up. Like, yeah, you're in therapy. Keep this shit with your therapist. You don't got to go on the podcast and say all this. You know who your man is. You know who your husband is. You know that people are going to, niggas like me, are going to react to this and say what they got to say about it. And it's like, damn, are you taking him into account when you're saying this stuff on the podcast? Like, what?
This. If you lose all of those things that were interesting about you, even for yourself, like even the things that made me feel confident and cool, then what are you doing?
There's a problem here because some people will say like, yo, she's just allowed to feel this way. Being allowed to feel a certain way and vocalizing that feeling. And
exactly.
There's levels. So the next level is vocalizing that feeling. And then the next level is vocalizing that feeling on a public platform. And then the next level is vocalizing that feeling on a public platform that is able to hurt people. And who is she hurting? She's hurting her kids. And this is the problem with an Ayesha Curry that I don't know why she doesn't understand this. Maybe Steph Curry didn't enlighten her on this.
Has she ever said anything like, oh, I just love being a mom. Like, I just love being, like, damn, like, all I hear is regrets, my nigga. Like, what the fuck? At some point, you guys just live with the choices you made in life. You made the choice to marry Steph Curry, have kids with him, and do whatever the fuck you want to do. You gotta live with those choices, bro. You know what I'm saying? People will get a lot of things in life. But that don't mean you gotta go vocalize them on podcasts and shit, especially while you're still with the person currently. Like, that make no sense. Have some respect. Have some decorum. Like, come on, bro.
But whenever something comes out of your mouth on a public platform, you should consider, how is this going to not only be misinterpreted, because that's what people are trying to do, but how can this be harmful to people around me? So if she's talking to her husband, or she's talking to her friends, or she's even talking to her family members, and she's saying, man, being a mom is so difficult, like, I wish I never had kids, something like
this nigga broke out to a synchronized dance?
and she's saying, man, being a mom is so difficult. Like, I wish I never had kids, something like that. That's okay. Like, you're allowed to feel that way. You're allowed to feel that stress at
Yeah,
times.
that's
And maybe
cool.
she may feel like that at that moment. But when you go on a public platform and you say this, and this is going to live online forever, imagine how you
Forever.
feel as her kids growing up and your mom is saying, oh, she never wanted you. She just wanted a career and you were an accident because you had the kids so quickly. I don't know if they consider that an accident or whatever.
Yeah, who
but think
knows?
about how much pain you would feel as a kid. And I know there are probably some of y'all that were accidents and maybe you didn't know your father, but your mom never made you feel like you were an accident. So
Right.
maybe it wasn't until you grew up and you were like, damn, like, yo, I wasn't supposed to be here.
I mean, is Ayesha Curry making her kids feel like they are an accident? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen nothing about her being a bad mom, whatever like that. But it's still like you're vocalizing that on a public platform. You know what I'm saying? It's like just have some respect. Just shut up. Quite frankly, just shut up. You know what I'm saying? And take that how you want, but just shut up. It's easy.
But imagine you find a clip and your mom's like, yeah, you know, I messed up. Man, it was so terrible. And this is where I have to go in on Ayesha Curry. It's like, why are you doing this? You're only causing harm. And this is so self-centered. And also, we got to keep in mind that there are women that have what she claims that she wanted, which is the career. And they actually have a
Right.
successful career. And many of them would wish to be in her position. So there are many women that are forced to be in a career, forced to raise children on their own. Maybe they're widowed. Maybe their husband, ex-husband, whatever, baby daddy went to prison, which some people will say, well, that's a crazy selection if he was likely
Right.
to go to prison. But that's neither here nor there. So there are a bunch of women that are saying, well, we have careers and we are successful at careers, but we feel
But they still want them as Steph Curry.
like we're in this career position and we're forced to be here. Like we don't have the option. And if they had a husband like Steph that she from her own mouth says is so gracious and is so
Right.
patient and is so every single positive quality, and he is willing to take care of everything and allow her to explore whatever nonsense she wants to explore, whether it be some cooking show that she had or hopping on this random podcast or being able to give her opinions on a public platform, a lot of women who are forced to be in careers because they don't have another option would say, F
You know, I'm starting to think, right? I'm starting to think that this just comes from people want what they usually can't have, right? It's human nature. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also starting to think she has gotten so comfortable, and Steph Curry has made her so comfortable to just, you could say it's disrespect. I view it as disrespect. You could say she's being disrespectful towards the marriage, but she has gotten so comfortable saying this shit to podcasts. She got so comfortable with her lifestyle. She got comfortable with Steph Curry and how he responds to her doing this, that she's going to keep doing it. And she also knows it's going to get her attention. She loves attention. We all know that. She loves it. She cherishes it. She wishes that, you know what I'm saying, she was a star. But that's not your role. You know what I'm saying? Just like in the NBA, you got to be the role player. You got to be the second star on the team. You can't be the main star. You know? So I'm starting to think I think she's also doing it for attention, and it's coming to a point. If I was Curry, I'd be like, look, if don't hop on another podcast. Do not get on another podcast. If you get on another podcast, we're gonna have to start having some conversations. I'm gonna be real, bro, because it's like, damn, how much embarrassment can a nigga take? How much is too much? You feel me? And it's like, damn, but like I said, Steph Curry's so gracious. He's so calm and such a good guy. You know what I'm saying? And that's good qualities. But it's like, bro, at some point, you got to stand up for yourself and stand up for your marriage. You know what I mean?
this career, I'm going and doing that. Because not only is it just going and chilling and being taken care of, but they don't have the stress and pressure of trying to survive, so they can explore whatever it is that they want. And that's the opportunity that Ayesha Curry has. Like, she has the ability to have nannies, babysitters, etc. She can produce something if she wanted to,
Right.
but she hasn't. Nothing of value, if you want to call it that.
And then earlier, in fact, hold on.
And then you've got actual people, which I want to circle back to Michelle Obama, because people will give credit to Savannah James, people will give credit to other ladies, but Michelle Obama is somebody that was of the same pedigree as Barack Obama. Michelle
Right.
Obama, she was, didn't she go to Princeton? She went to Princeton Law School or something like that from O Block. She was from one of the worst neighborhoods in
O Block is
Chicago.
nasty.
And I think people don't focus too much on Michelle Obama because they just don't find her to be like traditionally attractive or whatever the case may be, but she's still married to Barack Obama.
They seem like they're in a happy marriage, but still, she was saying some little stuff too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they seem like they in a cool little happy thing. But it's like, damn, honestly, bro, pick your woman wisely, bro. Pick your woman wisely. You know what I'm saying? Because she's a representation of you. That's what niggas understand. Or if they do understand, they just don't care. Your woman is a representation of you. When she's out here on these streets, walking around doing her thing, out here running errands by herself and shit, she's representing you, just like how you represented her. You know what I mean? So, but I feel like people don't take that into account because they had never had to been held accountable for the things they done or said. You know what I'm saying? You can obviously see Ayesha Curry hasn't been held accountable for the shit that she's saying on these podcasts. I'm not saying like you do something crazy to her. I'm just saying in the sense of, nigga, stand firm. Like stand on business, nigga. Stop speaking to these podcasts about our marriage. Like, or at least, can you at least stop saying you regret having kids? Is that too much to ask? Can you at least tell me that? You know what I'm saying? Stop saying you regret having our kids, please. Like fuck.
The second role, she never had the feeling of like, yo, I need to go out. There were a couple of sentences from a podcast that Michelle Obama did where people tried to contort it to say, like, oh, this makes Barack Obama look bad. But let's keep it a buck. Of all these decades that they've been together, Michelle Obama has held it down, and she didn't feel the need that she was in competition with her husband, nor was she trying to get attention or even try to flex. Now, Michelle Obama did ruin school lunches for all of us. Like, we can't forgive her for that.
Bro.
But
yeah, ain't gonna lie, she did fuck that shit up, bro. But I used to get the buffalo wings from the school in middle school, bro. Man, then I'm like, the next year or two happened. I'm like, where the fuck the wings at? Like, where all the good food go? Yeah, but she made me for that one. Ain't gonna lie.
But, you know, you live and you learn. She ruined school lunches. It is what it is. But I'm not going to take away the fact that Michelle Obama was not somebody that had this ego, and she was not hijacked in her goals. Like, Ayesha Curry is hijacked in her goals. She's probably scrolling TikTok because she's got nothing better to do. And then she sees these career women and they look like boss babes, or she's watching some television show, some Netflix series, and she's like, wow, that could have been me. No, it could not have been you. And especially considering she won the lottery with like having...
Damn, so she moving... That nigga said no, it cannot be you. So she moving like the niggas after high school, like, oh, I would have went pro if I ain't messed my knee up. Well, I would have been an amazing, famous actress if I didn't get pregnant by Steph Curry and had 4 healthy children. Okay, well, look where you're at now in life, okay? You have an amazing life, I'm assuming. If the nigga ain't doing nothing crazy, what are you complaining about? Like, honestly. And I feel like I know what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's lack of respect.
A man as filthy rich as Steph, like, it's, you don't have to worry about anything in life.
And you know Steph Curry don't penny pitch either. You know Steph Curry making sure she's taken care of. Well taken care of. You know what I'm saying? I just know it. He seemed like the type of nigga that make sure his woman taken care of, bro. I'll give him that.
And it's not like there are some that won the lottery, quote unquote, maybe with an NFL player or something, but they're getting hands, feet, knees, and toes put on them, elbows.
Hey.
So that's an unfortunate situation, like the Zach Stacy situation, for instance, or
Zach
even
Stacey.
like, what was it? Yeah, I can't name the other guy off the top of my head, and I'm not going to try to. This is just a case of someone that's being so self-centered because she didn't have anything to give up. So, but even if she had something to give up, and she did give it up, why would she be saying that on a public platform? It's just such a high level of disrespect.
Right.
And this is the difference between like respect and love. I feel like, of course, Ayesha Curry, I think she loves Steph Curry, but I don't think she respects Steph Curry, because if you respect somebody, you're not going to talk about them in a way that you know. And in the past, it's happened. She's like, yeah, I feel like I don't get enough attention from dudes.
What?
And the other ladies were looking at her like, wait, what do you mean by that?
I would have been looking at her too like, what? Bitch, do you want attention from some other niggas? Because, hey, you could do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we could go on by our way, bro. We could stop at 1 or 2 kids and keep it here. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I don't think she respects, bro, to be honest. I don't. There's no way you could tell me someone doing this respects their partner. Because it's like some shit you got to keep in-house. You got to.
Like, what do you mean by that? You're trying to compete with these young girls when you're married and you got multiple kids? Like, what are you doing? Like,
That's a red flag.
What is she? She pushing 40 right now? How old is Ayesha Curry? Man, I need to look this up. She's still out here. This is crazy. Ayesha Curry is 36 years old, talking about she doesn't get enough. And she had a show on the Food Network. Like, you did have a quote unquote career. She had a cookbook. She's always on TV. Like,
see, she was doing her thing, bro. She out here with Kamala. You know what I'm saying? Kamala, however way you wanna say it. But she out here doing her thing. But you gotta ruin your own legacy. First you ruined your own legacy, talking about attention, and now you fucking up Curry legacy. You know the nigga finna retire in a few years. Get a nigga some peace of mind. Please don't let her have her own. But did she have her own podcast? Nigga, please stop booking her. Please.
Like, you did have a quote unquote career. She had a cookbook. She's always on TV. Like, come on, man. And we've never heard Steph even scoff at her. We've never seen a photo of Steph seeming like he didn't want to be around her. Like, that's Steph crazy, is obsessed with this woman. I guess the only thing you can say from this is at least she didn't embarrass him to the degree that Larsa Pippen did with Scottie Pippen. But hey, there's still time for that. Let's not jinx that. Actually, we should jinx that outcome. We do not want that outcome for Steph. We love Steph here. We all love Steph. Who hates Steph? But yeah, I feel like I'm gonna get on a tangent. I feel like my blood's boiling right now. I gotta record some other stuff. Bro. This is absolutely ridiculous. Disgusting. Like, somebody never let Ayesha Curry on a podcast again. Nobody wants to. Now, she can do the cooking thing. I think that's fine. I think that's quite entertaining. Will I watch it voluntarily? No, but when a clip came up, I'm like, okay, this is fine. But her getting on a platform, giving her opinion, that was never a skill set. She was not in debate class. She was not in speaking class. Speaking is not her thing. And really, shutting up would have done wonders for her perception as well. Because this doesn't make her look good in front of anyone. Because women are grilling her, guys are grilling her, everybody's grilling her for this. Nobody is looking at this like.
And then she's gonna go to Steph Curry and be like, I don't know why they're just, making fun of me for my opinion. If I was Curry, I'd have been like, do you not see what you're doing? Do you not see what you're saying online? You expect people to not having it? Like, what? Nigga better than me, though. I'll tell you that much.
Because you got to think, a lot of chicks, they're like, yo, I'm struggling to make ends meet, even if they're single, right? Like, let's say they don't have kids, they're not married. And they're like, she doesn't even know what she wants. And this is the exact situation where people will always say, like, this is a lack of gratitude because you're thinking of the grass is always greener. Now, if you're in the dumps, yeah, the grass is most definitely greener if you've got brown grass and people parked on their lawns. It's for sure. But if you've got a decent life, the grass is not always greener. But Ayesha Curry here trying to tell us, dog, most men.
She lost weight. This her? Okay. Putting that work in. I see you.
Would give up their career to live a position like Ayesha Curry. Like, they're like, yo, I could just do whatever.
Honestly, bro, and shout out to bro for the video, but honestly, Steph Curry, bro, take it from me, Online Davo, bro. It's time. It's time. You know what you got to do. You don't want to do it, and that's okay. But you know what you got to do. Go do it. And that's all I got to say, man. I'm gone. Peace.